Use your intention as an empowerment practice. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Healing into Femininity. My name is Joanna Fatonji, and I am a strategic coach for women in corporate and in business. And we over here, we're doing it the feminine way. And the stronger your intention is, the easier it becomes for you. I really want to say that because today I want to start with a little private story because sometimes I believe that sometimes as women in leadership and business, we can think that our gentleness or our softness, as everybody likes to call it these days, is a weakness, right? But this is just our nature, right? It is loving, it is warm, and this is who you become when you are healed and empowered. But you can only be warm, loving, creative, vibrant, magnetic. You can only be all of those things when you have like the most strict and ruthless boundaries. So this the one comes with the other, right? If you do not allow any people in your life who are not meant to be there, no partner, no friends, no family. You cut everyone off who really doesn't belong there, right? I think everything needs to be really speak from with a nuance, right? I don't believe in people don't have to be perfect. We're still growing. I'm still growing and evolving, and I love people who are growing and evolving with me, right? But only people who are on my level or higher in terms of integrity, values, right? People who believe in a mutual beneficial relationship, in reciprocity, in a win-win situation, right? Where you have, similar views on life. And that's not always many people, right? You find allies, you find people you can connect with, right? And that is definitely what I advocate for. But I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I sometimes I still feel like I want to force myself into being a little bit more straight, and one day I will be, right, depending on the situation. But when I'm sitting here recording these videos, I'm in a very, very good space. So again, don't let that mislead you. If you are a woman in corporate, if you're a woman in business, if you are a leading woman, your place of rest and stillness and calmness is your place of power. We don't have to pretend that we are stressed or angry if we are already doing the work. And if you're here and you want to do the work, the deep healing work, the deep transformational work to step into your embodied leadership, into your embodied authority, into a place where nobody can fuck with you, right? And you don't have to say it, you don't have to shout, you don't have to cry. You just know that, come on, I clock your shit, and this is not what is going to happen here. That's why I always like to say a soft woman has to be a ruthless capitalist. So let's dive into the topic of the day. And today we're talking about using your intention as a empowerment practice. And all of my videos are masterclasses. All of my videos are designed for you to work, because you got to do the work, right? You have to work it for you, for it to work for you, right? You are the one who has to do the work. Okay. So let's dive in. Today, I want to talk to you about really always starting from where you are with what you have. Many people believe that in order to have some level of spiritual enlightenment or get clarity or have like a breakthrough moment, you have to fly to Bali, or you have to go to India, or you have to be initiated in a traditional African initiation ritual. You can do those things, absolutely. I'm not against it, right? But you do not have to do those things in order to be a powerful spiritual woman who is functioning in this world. Yeah. So I want to invite you to look around the life that you're living now and be grateful for all of it. We want to generate the feeling of gratitude, right? Just to be grateful to be alive. That's just it. To be grateful to be alive, to be grateful for the parts where there's more longing, right? Where you are like, I want to change that, definitely. But also for the parts where you're very discontent, right? Where there's a part where you want more and there's a part that you don't want at all, right? Like you want more and the part that you don't want at all. So this is life speaking to you. Life is speaking to us through polarity. Life is speaking to you through polarity, and this is your gateway into greater expansion, right? So at the end of the day, this journey isn't about having the things. And even though we want those things, because again, I'm a big believer of women needing money in order to protect themselves and to feed themselves and to nourish themselves and to have a good life, a good quality of life, living, eating, food, doing the things that nourish you, you having time for your hobbies and the things that light you up and giving to those people that you love, your kids or your family or your community, build your business to create even greater experiences for your clients. All of those things we need money for that, right? But the greater thing is really for me is about protection. For me, money is about protection for women to not be in a compromised situation where you have to do things that you do not want to do. Okay, it's about choice, it's about protection. So it's not necessarily about having more and more and more and more and more material things, right? Even though, again, we love both, but it's about who you discover yourself to be. And it's about you loving yourself. There's one content creator, she always likes to say, women are here on this planet to learn to love themselves, and men are here to learn to love others. And I 100% agree with that. And I'm here for you. I'm here for the women, right? So I do believe that women need to learn how to love themselves. And ultimately, that can lead to you not being with a man. I just want to say that up front, right? I can say that this journey, I've been on this journey, invested like multiple six figures into myself. And this journey has led me to be so fulfilled within myself. And the purpose that I serve is to empower other leading women and to help women and children to create a life of conscious creation, right? To empower, to get rid of the patriarchal mindset and the racist mindset, and to step into a power position as a woman of the global majority, as another content creator likes to call it. Her name is Julia Shaw, right? I want to shout out those women because I'm not an island. I'm also learning. I've invested with women. I've learned from women. I still invest and learn from women. And those things are so important to me, right? And I just want to vocalize it, that I believe that the journey of true self-love of a woman is almost non-compatible with being with a man. Like if there's a man, he has to be a god. He has to be a self-mastered, self-realized man at the highest level. And there are not many of them out there. So I just wanted to bust that bubble for you. And if you're still interested to create a life of leisure, a life that you desire, that you love, your body, your time, your work in the world, your impact, your money, your friends, your family, your community, if that's what you desire, stay tuned. Okay, so I truly believe it's about that, right? What you're able to contribute, what you're able to give, to demonstrate, and to make a difference in the world, right? That is truly the embodiment of purpose, right? And one thing that I want to say is that in order to create a life that you desire, it's a process of expansion, right? So you set an intention, and intention is like a seed, right? You choose one thing that you love to create in your life. You have to get very specific about it, very, very specific about it. And then you set your intention clearly, right? Because it's like a it's a it's a seed, and it has to be very potent, it has to be precise, it has to be very specific. And then you fall in love with it, you fall in love with it, you plant it and you fall in love with it. It's like a seed planted in a soil, and then you love it into existence. Now when we fall in love with our intention, it means that we energize it, right? We pay attention to it. This creates a magnetic pull for the universe that draws everything that you need: the people, the clients, right? The allies, the supporters, the co-creators. This is what you will pull in when you're very specific about what it is that you want to create. Okay, good. And then the second thing, because again, that's also a level of the mind, how the mind works. When you focus on something that you truly desire to create, there will be an opposing force. That is how creation works. You will notice limiting beliefs coming up. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I'm not educated enough. I don't feel confident enough. I am not strong enough, just as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And most of these things are superstitions. Most of these things are not even true. And I will also dive into what conditioning is, right? We're all conditioned by a certain mindset, by a certain paradigm, which is, to call it out, capitalism, patriarchy, and racism. Racism has taught us, especially as women of color, that we are lesser than, that we're at the bottom, right? That we're servants, that we're here to serve, that we're here to be exploited for our labor, for our bodies. No, that's not what we believe over here. We are sovereign, full human beings capable of amazing, brilliant things if we set our mind to it. But first, we have to decondition ourselves from those limiting beliefs that are so deeply a part of this global paradigm, right? What people are constantly reinforcing by the storytelling of media, and just by subconscious signaling of poverty and you're nothing, and maybe we've seen it recreated by people in our lives. No, right? We don't believe in that. Racism is a man-made construct, it's not real. Okay, the same thing about patriarchy. Men have created this whole construct to dominate women, to suppress women, to oppress women, and and it still goes on, right? To make women lesser than, to push them down. In many countries, women don't have the access to education. They can't choose about their own body. Women are not safe in this world. And that's why I said, many times, if you truly love yourself as a woman and you decide to create a full life and business of your own, or from a place of self love, you will find it hard to find a man who has done the work of reconditioning himself from his inherent beliefs of being superior to a woman, right? Because that is what patriarchy tells men, right? We believe in a man-made God at the top of the hierarchy, the white old rich man who bestows power, or also it punishes you if you do not act in accordance. That is a man-made up lie, right? And the same thing about you not feeling worthy just because you might maybe come from a poor family or a poor background, or generationally poor background, right? Or you currently don't have that much money on your account. But you can change all of that by changing your beliefs about yourself. Being a woman or being a woman of color, and coming from a certain class background, right? All of those things can be transcended by this work. Okay, so notice all of those beliefs coming up. It's important for you to let them rise up to the surface so we can see them. Don't deny them, don't push them away. Let them come up so we can reframe them. Okay, so notice any beliefs trying to get in your way. I'm not capable, right? I don't have the experience. I don't have the connections. A person like me is not able to do that. I don't know how to do it, right? There's a book called The Big Leap. And the big leap, this is called the upper limit or the glass ceiling. You've maybe heard about that, the upper limit problem or the glass ceiling. And we want to again understand that those things are man-made, right? It's a man-made, and it depends on which game you play. If you're in corporate, there probably is some kind of glass ceiling because this is the invisible structure of, again, patriarchy, the bro code, men for men, or it is you as a woman not necessarily having the physical strength all the time of pushing through. Right. That's why we want to cultivate that. We need to, right? We want to stay there because we deserve it. You deserve your brilliance to shine. But again, this glass ceiling is made up by capitalism, patriarchy, and racism. That is the glass ceiling, right? So we want to decondition our mind. We want to deconstruct it, decolonize our mind, and to understand that there are heights that we can reach. Right? If we do the things that capitalism rewards. That's why I always like to say I'm a huge fan, or let's not say a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan, but I'm a huge um advocate for that is the only thing that we can actually do and need to do, right? We can't change our gender, we can't change our skin color, we don't want to, right? Over here we don't want to. But if other people have done that, that's fine, right? But I am just saying that these are extreme measures. But what we can do is to leverage our capitalistic assets, like how we can create value in capitalistic society. Okay, so setting a clear intention will help draw up all those limiting beliefs because again it's about law of polarity. When you say what it is that you want, you will also pull up what is against it, and your limiting beliefs or the feeling that you hold about yourself, these limiting beliefs will show up in the decision you make, how much good you allow in your life, right? Like what you allow, right? How good it can get, and what opportunities you will entertain, because we have to focus on things enough in order to actually do it, right? If you want to apply for the next level in your job, or you want to apply for a new job, or you want to do something where you're like, oh, I'm not fully sure. If we don't allow ourselves to actually focus on it long enough, it cannot happen because you will not focus, you will not take the action. So we want to allow ourselves to even entertain the ideas that me, I can do that. Like I cultivate that feeling of, I allow myself to even dream about it, to think about it, to dare to act on it, to dare to act on it, to assume the power, to assume the position. Yes. Okay. So we want to be not so impressed with the outside things. I always like to say there's nothing outside of you that is actually what you're seeking. Be impressed with the power within you. You are capable to dominate. Okay? You are capable. You're here to understand how powerful you are and to use that, but also use it in a way that you can move through society as elegant as possible by understanding power dynamics, by understanding capitalism, racism, and hierarchy thinking, right? We have to understand how to maneuver through this system and create our own space in it. So rather than being impressed with the limiting story or with the power of patriarchy, with a white man being better, right? Or a person with more money being more worth than us, or that a person with lighter skin is more worth than us. These are the limiting stories, right? We want to be in awe of the power within us, be impressed with the power that is at work within you, be impressed with the power to shape your own thoughts in accordance with your intention, right? As I said, just entertain the idea that you assume this position, right? Be impressed with how that power is released in and as and through you. As I said, that is the divinity within you. That is the divinity within you. As you shape your thinking and your feeling and your action. Right? Be impressed and be fascinated about how much power you actually have to create your life. Okay, so lose your fascination, lose the illusion that there's something outside of you that is going to fulfill you, that is going to fill you up. No, lose the fascination with the limiting story. Lose the fascination of wanting to marry into a certain uh, group of people, right? You want to marry up. That's why I say this is not a relationship channel. I'm not here to tell you to marry into a certain ethnicity, marry white. Like, I'm mixed myself. My mama's white, my dad was black, right? And I know all cultures, right? I'm definitely, if you think about relationships, definitely align with people who are on your level in terms of your values, your view of the world, respect, yeah, mutual give and take, emotional intelligence, being able to listen, to see you, to support you. Like, all those things are important, but not based on gender, right? That a man is superior, that a white person is superior, or that a person with money is necessarily superior. Because there are people who have money, but who are not necessarily able to provide those things in a relationship, those things that I just mentioned, right? I work with all kinds of people. I work with rich people, with famous people, with influencers, with people who are wanting to get there. So it's really about a holistic approach, okay? So stop being fascinated with this limiting belief about others and then about yourself, because I 100% believe that those stories inside of us are the stories that once somebody else told us about us, right? We didn't come up with the story. We have just inherited those stories because somebody told us that we're not good enough. So we want to stop that. We want to free our mind. I always like to say we want to free our mind of the oppressor inside, right? So become fascinated with everything that you have inside of you, right? What you can cultivate. And that is what it is. That's the work in our lives that we need to do. We have to cultivate the self belief, the self trust, but then also the very tangible things, the mindset of a privileged person, the mindset of power, the mindset of strategizing, the mindset of communication, of eloquence, of articulation, of really getting our point across, right? Making ourselves heard and be seen and advocate for ourselves. We have to do that, right? We have to do that. So put your attention on that. Yeah, that which is seeking to emerge through you, through the power of your intention. Again, your intention is like a seed and it wants to grow. This is potential. This is fulfilling your potential. You have to love it. You have to nurture it. You have to act on it, right? And then every time a limiting belief comes up, you need to replace it. You want to replace it. We pluck up. It's like when it comes up, we pluck it up and we insert a new one. We insert a new one. This is your empowerment tool, right? You tell yourself the truth about who you are, and that you are divine, that you are goddess. Yes, act in your own best interest. Act in your own best interest. Be your own advocate. Be your own lawyer, right? Be your own defense team. Be your own nurturer. Be your own mother. Be your own father. That's it, right? Be your own nurturer and be your own defense, right? Women always speak about a provider and a protector. You are that. You can be your provider and your protector. You can be your mother and your father, right? Be your own best friends. Be your own best friend. Be your own um, guide, right? Be your own divinity. The divine is within you. Honor that divinity within you. I love that. I love it so much. I am so grateful to be doing this work. I am so grateful to have gone through my own initiation and to go through the rigor of actually becoming who I am today. I'm so grateful. And I just want to spread the word. If you really want to do this work, if you really want to do this work and take it deeper, invest in yourself. Invest Come into my programs, apply for the next cohort of the Life Mastery program. Come into the school community. You have a free trial. You already have resources that will take you deeper into the work because it works if you work it. You can have the life that you desire, the life of leisure, the life of mental peace, the life of beauty, the life of being the person that you desire to be, leveraging your skills, your talents, your intellectual property, and really be known for what it is that you truly excel in, right? That's the work here, and we're on it. So I want you to choose something that you're going to act on today, okay? And if you choose to be part of the membership, I welcome you. All right, so see you in the next video, and until then, I would love to see your comments. I would love to see you tell me more, or tell me what you would love to know more about in order to create the life that you truly desire. I'm here to produce more information so you can get ahead in life and actually win. All right. Until then, bye bye.